and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the new foundation by Pur, the 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation. I got tan 3 and tan 6. I went by the little quiz on there because I have an empty bottle of the Beauty Blender Bounce foundation, and that is like the perfect match for me. So when I did the little quiz online, it told me to do TN6, which is this, and this looks slightly dark, and it's supposed to be a foundation and concealer. So what I did was I got 2 shades lighter in the foundation to do concealing, and this almost looks like it's a perfect match. So this looks too dark and this one looks like it's a perfect match, but we are going to try them both and see. So this foundation, ooh, yeah, that is way too dark for me. Crap. I may not be able to use this as a concealer because this one may be the right shade for me. Let's see. Here in a minute, we're going to talk about, yeah, that's my shade. It's a little light. That is way too dark. That is almost a perfect shade. So we're gonna do TN3. We're not gonna do TN6. This one I may just have to give to a friend. So just note that if you do the quiz online, it may be wrong. Ow. I am a 3.65 in the Beauty Blender Bounce foundation. If you want to use that as a reference for you, but that is disappointing because I was going to use this as concealer, and that is not going to happen. So they have 100 shades consisting of pink, neutral, and warm undertones that seamlessly blend into skin for an airbrush looking glow that's universally flattering. Help conceal blemishes, dark spots, and imperfection with this targeted built-in doe foot applicator or achievable buildable all-over coverage with convenient traditional pump. Go ahead and snap your best selfie. We've got you covered for a finish that's flawless looking. You'll skip the filters. Okay, so it says 1 to 2 pumps. So I'm going to use 1 pump on each side. I tend to do 2 pumps in anything, but so what this thing is it's pretty cool. You've got the pump here, and then you unscrew it and you have a doe foot for your concealer. So I should have went with my gut feeling that TN6 was going to be way too dark. I pretend that I'm tan. Maybe that will be a good shade for me when I'm tanned, which is rarely ever, but we will see. So I'm going to wear this foundation all day and kind of do like Nakia Joy does in her foundations. I am going to use the same primer that I always do, the Timeless Smoothing Primer base, and then we will go from there. So let's get started. This is my first foundation review, and I really wanted to do the wear test on it as well. And I'm going to do a really simple eye look since I'm doing my foundation first, which is like rarely ever. I don't ever do my foundation first, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so the first side, we're going to do 1 full pump. That is very thick, and we'll go on the And forgive my nails, okay? I broke the couple of nails on this hand, so I took them off, and I still do pictures. So I'm keeping this one on until I redo my nails. I'm gonna start doing my own nails. I'm gonna see how that goes. So let's start buffing this in with a brush. I do not like foundation brushes. I do not use foundation brushes. So we'll just see how this goes. Let me look in this mirror here. I mean, the coverage is good. I've got a lot of texture on my skin, on my face. I have a very oily face, so that seems like it covered pretty good. I wouldn't say this is full coverage. This is more like a medium coverage. It says medium to full, so I'm sure that what it means by that is it's buildable. So go down the neck just in case this oxidizes. All right, so that is the first half, and actually I like that. It's very, very lightweight. Right now I'm using the It Cosmetics CC cream for the matte version. And I really like it because it's like really lightweight, but so is this one. So I'm gonna zoom you in here. And let me lower the lighting a little bit. There we go. So that is, there we go. So this is the side with the foundation. This is the side without. I've got, you see I have a lot of large pores. I've got age spots, those raised age spots. And see, I've got several over here too. So I think I may put another layer on, but we will see how it goes from there. Let me move you guys back to the center. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to put a pump on the Beauty Blender. And let me lower this light so you can see better. I haven't gotten my lighting perfected right now, so there we go. All right. And I'm doing my makeup a little bit earlier than normal. So yeah, I may do another layer of this foundation just because it is looking, the coverage is not enough for me. I am a full coverage person, and I really don't think this is enough. All right, I'm going, see, I have not done this before, so with the brush, it's just like, I try to go over because I don't like the way that it looks with the brush. So let's zoom you in and then show you what it is. This is what it's looking like with, this is the brush side. Wait, no, this is, sorry, this is the Beauty Blender side, and it actually covered up, it actually covered up pretty good. Let me get a little bit closer. See, it looks really, my skin actually looks really good. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna go over some of my problem spots with the sponge since you've seen it. And then I will put my foundation in, or not, then I will go off camera and put the rest of my face on because this is about the foundation and not my look. I'm gonna do a real simple look today because I never, ever, ever do my foundation first. I always put my do my shadow and my eyes first, just because I tend to do a lot like crazy looks and I get a lot of fallout. So I'm gonna do something really, really simple today, since it's not about the eyes, and then we will come back and see what it's looking like. Okay, so I have my concealer and everything on. My skin looks a little, or my eyes look a little crazy because I've been using this e.l.f. concealer. It's a little bit on the light side. Everybody loves this concealer, but I'm like 40 and I've got wrinkles and stuff, and it does lay pretty well, but I don't know. I have this issue with concealers not laying very well on my skin, so I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this, but I'm gonna zoom you in because I'm actually very, very excited about the way that my skin looks. If you look and see, I've got my bronzer and blush on, but it like almost airbrushed my skin. Like, I haven't had a foundation do this ever. So it's just like, God, it looks beautiful. Okay, so right now I am loving, right now I am loving this foundation. So we will see how well it wears. It's like very, very lightweight. It feels, I mean, it feels like I don't have anything on my skin. And I love that, especially for somebody who is so used to wearing full coverage foundation. That's a plus for me. And it has coverage. It's not full coverage, but it has decent coverage. Like a lot of the foundations that I use, if it's lightweight, it doesn't cover like anything. And I've got, like I've said, and like you've seen, I've got a lot of age spots. I've got huge pores. So I want stuff covered, and I've got this vein here on this nose that just is like very, very prominent. So yeah, I want coverage. And then the stuff that is full coverage, it covers everything, but it's very heavy. Not really cakey, because I haven't found that a lot of my foundations cake, but it just feels heavy. This one, the CC cream, is a good full coverage, and it's lightweight. So that's why I've been using this a lot. I also like, of course, the Bounce foundation. That one's great. But this one, if it lasts a while, maybe my new favorite. So I'm gonna finish my eyes. I'll come back. I'll let you know what time it is, and then we can kind of get through my day. All right, my look is finished. I said I was gonna do something simple, and it ended up not being simple. That is usually how things go with me, because I just cannot do simple. I have one look, I think, that it was like really, really simple, and I hated it. So this is what my face looks like, or how my face looks like right now. It's been, it's been a couple hours. I put my foundation on at 8:30. It is now 10:38. So it's been a couple of hours because I was talking to my best friend Heather and kind of got, you know, into things. And yeah, so this is what it looks like after everything has been put on. My face looks really, really good. Let me zoom you in. I have to say, I am loving this foundation. Now my concealer looks horrible, so I'm kind of wondering what it would look like with that concealer. But for now, this is how my skin looks. I am getting oily on my nose, but that is a given. I always, there we go. That's a given. I am always oily on my nose, and, you know, kind of like my T-zone and stuff. But it looks good. So yeah, I'm liking it so far. I will see you in a few hours, and yeah, we'll see you in a few hours. Hi guys, welcome back. Let's see, what time is it? It is currently 3 o'clock. I am oily as hell. I haven't touched up, I haven't done any of that, but I'm pretty oily, especially on the nose. Oh, and I have some glasses marks, which is not the foundation. Actually, it's still on there, but I do have some marks. I'm like very, very oily. Like very oily. Okay, zoom you guys in and show you the skin. And actually, even though I'm like an insanely oily person right now, it actually still looks really good. Yeah, I'm like, my pores, they don't look completely emphasized. Even on my nose, where I've got most of the oil. Yeah, normally when my oils come through, you can see my pores even more so. Everything is more emphasized. But right now, I mean, it's not. Everything is, let me zoom you back out, I'm sorry. There we go. Everything is actually looking pretty good. As far as foundation-wise, everything is looking really good. As far as oil-wise, yeah. I'm looking like a huge oil slick. I usually don't want to powder, but I can't. I just can't. So I'm just gonna touch up here with the Ray Morris powder. It's an invisible mattifier, so let me get a brush here, and I'm just gonna pat the nose real quick. So let's go zoom you back in and show you what I've done. This is what it looks like after mattifying everything. So yeah. And it coming off my nose is really, it's not the foundation's fault, it's the oil in my nose's fault. Okay. So yeah, it's the oil in my nose's fault. You know, I'm an oily skin person, and I'm very, very picky about my concealers. I'm very picky about my foundations, and right now, I mean, it's looking really well, really good, and it's standing up to everything, but it's not mattifying, and of course it doesn't say it's mattifying. I think they said it was a natural finish. All right, so it is holding up very nicely. It's not going into any of my fine lines. I mean, like, look at that. Seriously? Okay, that one has a little bit of settling, but not much. I mean, it's like, I'm 40, so I have wrinkles and all of that. So It's not settling. It's good. I mean, this is really good for 6 hours. 6 hours? 6.5 hours. So it's really good for 6.5 hours. I'm going to continue wearing this. I'm not going to touch up anymore. I touched up this once. I wanted to do it on camera because normally I would touch up more than this. Well, if I had a foundation like this on, normally I would touch up more, but I didn't want to because I'm doing a wear test and I want to show you everything that's going on. So, yeah. I mean, it's doing pretty good. It didn't budge except for the one little spot on my nose where I put the brush to it to kind of take away some of that oil. This is a lifesaver. I like this better than a beauty blotter. So we'll see how it looks coming up. I think I'm gonna do. It's been 6 hours. I think I'm gonna do 2 more check-ins. I'll probably come in another 3 hours. We'll say 3 hours. I'll come in and do another check-in and show you how it's going. But for 6 hours, it looks like really, really good. I mean, my skin, it literally looks like airbrushed. And yeah, oh, sorry, that my glasses on, which I can't do anything about, but the concealer came off, but the foundation didn't come off, so that's kind of nice. Anyway, all right, I'm going off, and I will be back in about 3 more hours. Bye, guys. Hello, and welcome back. Welcome back. You know, it would have been like 5 seconds from the last time. Anyway, I am back and it is right now 6:30, so it's been around 10 hours. I'm hoping to get to 12 hours, but I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go because I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm ready to take this off. But to tell you the truth, let's zoom in and let you look at this. So as I am looking at it, like, see, my concealer is like not lasting at all. But if you, well, it kind of rubbed off a little on the nose, and that's where I'm getting like really oily. There we go. Okay, well, so yeah, it kind of rubbed off a little bit on the nose. I'm extremely, extremely oily, of course. So, but honestly, it doesn't look like too bad at all. My pores don't look huge. So honestly, so far so good. I'm like really liking it, especially the way that it looks right now. I mean, it's been 10 hours and it's still like really, it still looks really well. And don't look at the concealer because the concealer looks like horrible, but the foundation looks good. And I've been touching my face and it doesn't look like it's worn off anywhere. It's also a pretty good match too, because I don't have any demarcation lines, which normally I do, because it's really hard for me to find a perfect match in foundation, because I'm like in between neutral, and I can do like neutral, and I can do like a neutral warm with peach. It's really difficult. I could never go too warm because it'd be too yellow, and I could never go too cool because it'd be too pink. So I can do neutral most of the time, but I lean a little more warm, if y'all understand what I mean. So it's hard for me to find a foundation, but this one seems to be a really good match for me. Yeah, so far so good. So I am definitely liking this foundation so far. It's, even though I do get like really oily, and it happened, it probably happened like around the 3-4 hour mark where my oils started to come through, which honestly, I'm so used to touching up anyway, it doesn't matter. My face is just in oils. Like I haven't found anything to help with that. Doing like oils and things like that has actually helped it a little bit, because it used to be a hell of a lot worse than it is now. But even now, it's hard to keep my face like completely mattified. So, also wanted to say I got some new stuff in. I cannot wait to try it out. Anyway, I love you guys. Oh, why am I doing an outro? Anyway, I will probably see you in another 2 hours. I want to say 2, but it might be 3 because I gotta pick my son up in a couple of hours. So I might see you in about 3 hours, and this will be my last. This next check-in will be my last check-in because I'm ready to get this off. My nose is like completely running right now. I'm surprised that the foundation hasn't completely come off my nose. It's starting to, but I've got my allergies are killing me. So I will see you in the next update. Okay, I am back again. This is gonna be my final check-in. It has been almost 12 hours. I put this on at 8:30. So yeah, it's actually looking really good. Let me look in the mirror. Yeah, you know, I'm of course really oily. That's the only thing about this foundation is that I'm like very oily. But let me zoom you in. Actually, it looks really good. I do have a little bit of you know, kind of removing down, like fading around my smile lines. You can see it collecting a little bit right here. My nose, it's not completely off, but of course it's like really oily, so, but it's not completely off. I'm actually amazed because I have been blowing my nose like all day. But this is how it is looking. And honestly, for 12 hours, it's looking really good. So, my final thoughts on this is I really like it. I think the big thing about this that I like is that there's a lot of skincare benefits to it. God, it just makes the skin look so good. I love the fact that it didn't completely settle into my pores and didn't end up looking like extremely cakey. Besides the fact that my concealer looks like very horrible right now. That didn't really wear very well on me. I've got to try some other concealers and see what I like. I'm tempted on getting another bottle of this so I could try to use this as concealer and see what it would look like, because part of me thinks that it would look like amazing. I'm deciding I'm not going to return this. I may use it for when I get a tan. But yeah, that's it. I really love, my skin has never looked as good as it does now, airbrush wise. Oil wise, I mean, I've got so many foundations that completely mattify. I may just, when I use this foundation, I may just use the trick that Nakia Joy uses and put like a layer of powder before I put my foundation in and see how that goes. I don't know if that will work or not, because I know this isn't a mattifying foundation, it's a radiant foundation. So if you have normal to dry skin, you will probably love this foundation. It's so lightweight, yet that has great coverage, and it just makes your skin look like completely, not really airbrushed, kind of like it, but it makes it look amazing. I absolutely love it. But as far as it, you know, kind of holding up with my oils, you know, I'm oily, so foundation just tends to slide off of me, unless it's like mattifying. So it's not, it didn't really kind of slide off, just my major area with my nose and a little bit around the mouth. But that wasn't until, you know, like the, I want to say 10.5-hour mark is when all of that started happening. So this foundation gets my thumbs up. I am so excited about it. I probably will be using it a lot up here in the coming months. And I think that if I have something that I just need to wear for, like, you know, an event, a few hours, you know, I'll probably, this will probably be my go-to. Something I would need if I need something for like all day wear, I'll probably stick with either the Bounce foundation or the It Cosmetics CC cream and go with that. But this seriously makes my skin look so much better. Like when I took my pictures, and I'm sorry I'm using like a lot, when I took my pictures, my skin looked amazing. Normally I just put like a smoothing on my face for my pictures. Okay, everybody does it, and I really didn't have to this time because it just looked like it was already smooth. So I'm really loving this foundation. All right, that is my opinion. That is my video for today. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the family. And until next time, love you guys. Bye.